Police are investigating after more than 100 cars were broken into at an apartment complex. This was early this morning. An Atlanta police car was also one of the vehicles involved. Fox 5's Joy Duke spoke with frustrated residents of the complex who are calling for more security measures.
Yeah, window repairmen in Metro Atlanta certainly had their work cut out for them Saturday, answering service calls from residents here, some of whom had to pay to replace multiple car windows. The few I spoke with say they believe this could have been avoided if this gate hadn't been open.
This is what happens when you don't fix things.
A rude awakening Saturday morning for dozens of residents who live at Mariposa Lofts in Atlanta's Inman Park neighborhood, where police say thieves broke into more than 100 cars just before 7 a.m.
I woke up this morning, came down to walk my dogs, and saw, first I saw the police car that was completely busted out.
APD officials confirmed at least 2 firearms were among dozens of items taken from residents' cars. Jason Polak was one of those who discovered his window had been busted out, but said thieves didn't take anything.
My driver's side window was broken into, glass everywhere. And amongst, about every other car in the garage.
New resident Brittany Maria tells Fox 5 it's the third time this month thieves have targeted her boyfriend's car, which, get this, already had a window broken out.
You could literally reach into the window, grab something, and yet they still broke another window.
Residents blame this gate, which they say hasn't been functioning for some months.
I know myself and a lot of us have voiced concerns about the gate being broken for so long.
While they say management at the apartment shared an update that it could be fixed as soon as the middle of next week.
I've heard it's been broken a long time, so now it can be fixed by Wednesday? I don't understand.
They tell Fox 5 they also expect to be compensated for the damage and their insurance deductibles.
Yeah, it's just kind of inexcusable.
Meanwhile, Atlanta police are reminding residents not to leave any valuables inside of a car and to always lock the doors. We reached out to Mariposa Lofts to find out what efforts, if any, are being made to increase security at the complex. We also reached out to find out if they do plan to cover the damages. We're still waiting to hear back. That's the latest here in Inman Park. Joy Dukes, Fox 5 News.
Good morning. Today it is July 23rd. What is today's date? Today is the 24th. The year is 2023, y'all. I'm getting ready. I have a competition coming up, so I've been leaning down. I'm working on it. It's getting there. I got some work to do, but I got to lean out some more. But this is the first stage of it. So I looked in the mirror this morning. I said, it's actually not looking so bad. Got a few more weeks to go. About a month. I should be here. Just got to get all this down to something acceptable. But it's getting there. And anyway, I saw that news report and it kind of intrigued me. How could you live in an apartment complex where you're paying $2,000+ a month in rent and 100 cars get broke into? Okay, y'all paying $2,000 plus a month at least, because I know where that apartment complex is in Inman Park, $2,000 to $3,000 a month in rent. They're brand new apartments near the Inman Park train station, and it's like a work-live community with restaurants and stores and stuff like that. But 100, somebody took the time to run through that parking lot and smash the windows of over 100 cars. Where was security? No neighbor saw it. Nobody heard nothing. They were just able to go from car to car all night long, 100 cars, and just destroy these people's property. Well, I know how much y'all love living in Havana, but shit, it ain't worth it living in these apartment complexes. Let me plug this thing in. Y'all better be very careful renting these apartments, because Inman Park is right on the edge of the ghetto. There's a housing project that not too far from that particular. There is a housing project right around the corner from where that expensive ass apartment is. But most people don't know that housing project is back there. I know it's back there because I used to live in renovate homes in that area off Whiteford Avenue. But where they built that apartment complex at, not too walking distance from that train station, is a horrible housing project. So I can imagine they're going to get a lot of criminal activity from that housing project. Excuse me. The interesting part is where that housing project sits. You got houses that have sold close to $1 million right near that housing project, walking distance to that housing project. Close to $1 million right there in the housing project is literally right there. You could walk out your $1 million plus house and walk and get shot and killed less than 500 feet away in that housing project. Atlanta is interesting. The problem with Atlanta is you got just the haves and the have-nots and the ain't-gots. And unfortunately, you got a lot of people who have and a lot of people who ain't got shit. So when you got folks who live so close to you who ain't got shit, and they going from car to car, breaking every car they in just to see what they can find, whether it's change or who knows what they would go. I mean, let's say they got a couple of dollars out of each car. They said 2 guns came in missing. You wonder what could they have found. I don't leave anything of value in my car at all. I make sure I clean the seats of everything before I get out that car. Y'all, but I don't leave a plastic cup. I don't leave no water. I close all the compartments. I make sure the doors are clean. I do a clean scan. I don't leave nothing, no shoes. And I don't leave anything, no bags, nothing. Everything goes into the trunk, or I cover it up with a black sheet that I keep in my car. However, I have a serious problem if I'm living in an apartment complex paying all this money in rent and we have no security, none. No one was in that parking lot. They have no cameras. Nobody's sitting there. So y'all can keep these apartment complexes. What are you paying all this rent for? What's the purpose of paying all that rent? I know people paying rent more than this mortgage on this payment I have on this damn house. What is the purpose of paying all this rent out the ass, paying all this shit? I mean, what's the purpose of this? No security, your shit getting stolen, your car getting broke into. One of these here cars was broke, window was broke, twice to the window was already broken, they broke another one. It's like, okay. Why hasn't this apartment complex, which can charge you $2,000 a month and up in rent, they can't afford to hire a security guard to put in the parking lot? I refuse to live in these apartment complexes like that. The last complex I lived in, they had security that sat at the gate. If you are living in an apartment complex or you're going to rent an apartment complex, make sure they have armed security guards present there at nighttime. If they don't have security out at that complex at night, don't do it. You're going to get your cars broken into, your apartment broken into. It's not worth it. And the apartment complex know they have an issue, but they're so fucking greedy. They want to charge all this money in rent, but they can't hire to have an off-duty police officer or some type of armed security guard just standing there to make sure that people don't run around. They can just drive around in a little golf cart and go around the parking lot, make sure nobody's in there stealing, breaking in people that listen, do what y'all want to do. But I've owned many houses in Atlanta. I've never had to break in any of my houses. You know, I've never had any no break-ins, no cars broken into, no windows broken, no nothing. But I'm also very cautious, and I keep floodlights on all my houses. I secure my cars. I make sure there's nothing in it. Certain areas I'm not going to live. I saw that apartment complex going up where they built that over there at the Inman Park train station. I was thinking, wow, I was right here on the edge of the ghetto. I was right on the edge of Niggerville. A lot of people may not know the dangerous ass apartments are right back there where people have been shot and killed back up in there. So, anyway, it was a beautiful Monday. I'm having a delicious cup of coffee. I got a bunch of shit I need to do today. The weather's nice and cool. I went on and put the dogs up before I did the video because they were in the morning time, they get really agitated over here. They come out from cages, they just run around, terrorize the whole house. I had a steak last night, so I had a big old steak bone. I gave them over there so they can fight over that now. So they're over there busy eating on that. But it's a beautiful Monday. Just makes you wonder, your own personal. I know that people had to be very angry to come out there and see all those cars broken into in the apartment complex. Has nothing to say. No security cameras. Nobody saw nothing. Something just kind of odd about that to me. But hey, if y'all want to pay this hefty ass man, go right on ahead, because you ain't getting nothing out. They can't even afford to hire a security guard to protect your property, to protect their property, to protect everyone's lives and stuff in this complex. Okay. The residents of that complex need to demand that they have armed security in that complex from here on out. They need to hold up their rents, tie up everything, and say, we're not paying rent, we ain't doing shit until y'all hire security in this complex. They also need to hire an attorney who will file a class action lawsuit against their complex for not securing the property because they had an electric gate. You were led to believe that there's a gate security that secures the parking lot, but the gate is broken, has been broken for weeks or months. And if you notice something in that video, they're still building at that apartment complex. If you go back and look at that clip, you'll see construction still taking place over there. They're still building that shit. I guess they say build it, they gonna come. Yeah, it's fucking rents. You out your fucking mind. I wouldn't live over there. Not with them high ass rents with that ghetto right up the street. I suspect a lot of people who have rented that apartment don't know there's a housing project right around, a massive housing project right around the corner from where they're living at. If they drove over there and saw that shit, they'd run for the hills. And fast. That's why when you looking to rent or buy in the neighborhood, circle the blocks, get out there at nighttime, drive around. One good thing about this neighborhood I live in over here, at nighttime, it's a ghost town. Everything shuts down. It's like, ain't nothing going on over here. When I lived in Buckhead, it was the same thing at nighttime. I lived in Pine Hills off Lenox Road. Nighttime was quiet as a mouse. There was shit going on over there. Don't you try that in some of them hood rat neighborhoods. At nighttime, them niggas wake up like vampires. Terrorize the whole neighborhood. I don't know what it is about they sleep all day and they up all night. It don't make no sense in certain neighborhoods to go out there at nighttime. It's like you going to bed, preparing to go to bed, they preparing to break into 100 fucking cars. That had to be... Anyway, that was a lot. But I just want to do a quick little video about that. Be careful when looking at these apartments. I've had friends in multiple apartment complexes across the city have their cars get broken into. I don't know if they left anything on the seat, anything visible. Just make sure your cars are clean and there's nothing there. I mean, he went through 100 cars. There did no alarm sound. Nobody got... I have on my cars, if the alarm goes off, my phone will let me know that something's going on. I mean, it just seems very strange. I mean, if you break the window, shouldn't that trigger the alarm on the car? I'm not too sure. It should, what you would think. 100 cars, they were working the night shift. Damn heathens. But anyway, this is a little short video. It's something else I'm going to come back and talk about later on. But be careful when you're in these apartment complexes. Look around, ask questions, make sure they have security to protect your belongings and protect your car and your life. There have been people who've been killed encountering these thieves in the parking lot of the big garage of the building that they happened to be walking through the parking lot and encountered these people breaking into cars and confronted them and been shot and killed. You don't want to live someplace where people can just walk onto the property and start just smashing car windows and nobody can seize and say it's not something very odd about this. But the bottom line is they didn't have no security. And the residents had demanded that they have security. Seems very odd to me. But anyway, short little video. Today is Monday, July 24th. The year is 2023. I'm out of here and enjoy the rest of this beautiful Monday. I'll be back later with some other videos.